Hey y'all. If you're out there, say hello. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Just gonna wait till I see some comments from you all. Hey Cinda. Or Cyndia. Cyndia. Waiting for a couple more comments to know that I'm out there. Hey Tony. All right, I see I'm online Facebook, YouTube. Hey Ray. Nicole, Patrice. Carol, Shayna, Calistine. Y'all leave me a note. See, how are you guys doing today? Is it a good Friday? Regular Friday? Hey, Leroy. Hey, Alex. Sarada, how do you say that? Shantaria. Yes, I can see the comments on Facebook. So the way that I restream, I can see all the comments coming in from YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook all at one time. Hey, Shotgun. Alex says, hey, former Pete organizer here, and I want to thank you for the respect and love you gave the campaign. Yes. Pete definitely grew on me as time went by, and I appreciate even after Pete has dropped out, I like that he's keeping the same energy. I like that he's still making inroads and doing advocacy in the Black community, particularly his support for people of color, Black people, and their elections. I love the work that he's doing with Representative Malcolm Kenyatta in Pennsylvania. So yeah, Pete is good by me. Pete is good by me. Hey, is it Jana, Golda, Jason, Menno, Josiah? I like Josiah. I like that name. Luthaza, Alexandria. I think I might have said hi to you, Tyler, if I haven't. Anthony, let's see. Financial Pundit. Hectic Friday. Hey, Tanya. Or is it Tanya? Like Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right. It's a great Friday, and it was payday. Yes. Okay, so let me see. I left a comment. I told you guys what I was going to be talking about today. Shantaria says, it's amazing to see fellow Black cis women speak out against the violence that Black trans women face. You know what? That's a great issue to start off on. It's an epidemic of violence against Black trans women. I don't know if you guys saw was it last week, that video of this Black trans woman being attacked by like 30 people. And I'm like, there's a huge disconnect when we're out there, talking about Black Lives Matter. We have to say Black queer lives matter, Black trans lives matter. There can be no hierarchy. There could be no group that's left behind. Iana Dior. Yes, thank you. Kenny actually talked about this. I don't know if you guys catch Live with the K-Hive. We taped it live Friday. We're going to be tonight live again at 9 p.m. Eastern. And Kenny actually talked about Iana Dior last week. And I have to say rest in peace. There were two black trans women, Black women. I don't want to say Black trans woman versus Black woman because Black woman, but for the sake of addressing the specific violence against Black trans women and actual not just violence, but the murder and targeting of Black trans women. Thank you, Tony. Remy Fales and Rhea Milton. These are two Black women that were murdered just this week alone, Black trans women. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't see coverage of them being murdered. I don't see coverage. Are the people even getting investigated? Are the people even getting caught? What is happening there? There's no accountability there. But we need to address we definitely need to address the trans violence, the violence against Black queer people in our community, in society. Dominique Remy Fels of Philadelphia, Rhea Milton of Liberty Township. Rest in peace to them. It's absolutely appalling. So I echo a lot of you in the comments. TJ, Heather, Sarada. Please pronounce that phonetically for me. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Is it Sarada or tell me how to say that, please. So shout out to everybody who is on here and who cares about this issue. You guys know I'm Team Kamala all day. She tweeted about it today. I don't know if you guys know her background, As San Francisco DA, she actually convened hundreds of attorneys, DAs, prosecutors from around the country to combat but the gay trans panic defense. So that has gone a long way. It's only outlawed in 2 states by law, which is California and 1 other state. But Kamala was really at the forefront back in the early 2000s on combating that particular issue. There's the safe house that she established in San Francisco. That was the first of its kind. I talked to Latifah Simon, and I did an interview. I don't know if you guys checked that out, but that was one of the things that she brought up, her advocacy as well as Kamala's advocacy, specifically on the issue of underage trans people being sex trafficked because they're runaways and they're victims of sex trafficking and violence in that regard. So I'm not trying to make it about Kamala, but when we come up with these issues, I do like to try to make the connection so people understand the kinds of people who've been out there fighting for this for decades that are allies, because that's what it's about. Allyship isn't just about rhetoric; it's about putting your advocacy and your time and efforts behind doing something about it. So, okay, I'm going to go to some of these comments. Let's see. Hey, left fielder, TJ, Carol. Okay, Tanya, okay, I was saying it right. Hi, Diana. Let's see, who else did I miss? Patrice says we need to lift up struggles of Black candidates. Shout out to the Honorable Charles Booker. I'm definitely going to address that. Him, not that. TJ says, I'm disgusted by 45 rolling back protections in the ACA. Yeah, actually, they are in the Supreme Court now fighting the ACA. Never stops. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Shotgun. Thank you. Let's see. Shantae, Black Lives Matter, including. Yes. Carol says there's been no MSM coverage. You're right. I haven't seen any coverage in the MSM mainstream media. Hey, Chocolaties. Tanya says, I'm sick about this. Why are not more cis people speaking up in their defense? I'm cis that will be bringing this attention to others. I don't know why. I really don't. It's unacceptable, though. Hey, Archbishop. Let's see. Shantaria says they don't consider them human, especially when our own community trashes them as well. It's horrible. Yes. So, I mean, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to see what's happening. And I don't have the answers. I really don't. I wish I did. Let's see. Sire, where's the DOJ? That's a good question. That is the good question. Hey, social engineer, Alex, HU alum. Yes. Let's see. Sarah Duh. Okay, Sarah Duh. Gotcha. Thank you, TJ. All right, let's see. Okay, Alex, I'm going to get to the top 6. He says, I'm a fan of Susan Rice. Can you compare her and Kamala on the ticket? Yeah, I'm going to get to that. Hey, Kate. Joey, I will be addressing that. Hey, Lisa from London. I love London. London is one of my favorite places in the whole world. Mindy says, how can we bring more awareness? Opening up our mouth is a start. Amplifying what's happening is a start. Donating to organizations that support that is also always a good idea. Hey, Bill. Alan, I'm going to address that in right. Okay, I'm caught up. All right, so I'm getting a lot of comments about the VP stuff. Y'all ask me every day, what do I think about this candidate? What do I think about that candidate? I always say the same thing. I believe that Kamala Harris needs to be the VP. But there was 2 things I'm going to address. And I'm going to get to Amy McGrath and Charles Booker, but I'm going to start here on the VP part too, Darian. Hey, though, how you doing? And just information. Okay, so let's get to this. I'm going to pull it up on my phone so I make sure I got it right, okay? So the top 6, allegedly, this is what's being reported, is let's see, Biden. I don't know who came up with this. Sometimes there's this big story about how the media said Dick Gephardt, I believe, is how the story goes, was announced as the VP, and the next day it was Edwards. So you could take it with a grain of salt or whatever. But this is what reportedly is being reported according to the AP News, that the top 6 has been narrowed down to obviously Kamala, Elizabeth Warren, Susan Rice, Keisha Lance Bottoms, Michelle Lujan Grisham, and Val Demings. So 4 black women, final 6. Hey, Season and my mom are tuned in. My mom made it with her painter suit. She was all, I don't know if y'all saw my tweet, she was all decked out. She had it all together. But we need to keep her safe. So I'm very happy about that. So, okay, let's just talk about it. Now, be clear. Senator Kamala Harris is the only right pick here. Okay. Now, let me just give you my take on the vetting, right? I be clear, nothing that I say is in support of anybody but Kamala. If you're looking for somebody that's not in support of Kamala, you came to the wrong place. Okay, be clear. But let's talk about it. So you have, and there was another article today actually, or was it yesterday? Anyway, there have been some other articles about how Kamala is really kind of the only, qualified black woman. But I want to be clear, Kamala Harris is not just only qualified black woman, she's the most qualified person, period. But let's talk about Susan Rice. Susan Rice has never held elected office. She's never held statewide office. She doesn't have high name recognition. She hasn't ran a campaign at all, period. And so, I don't think that she would be a top contender, because if you stack up her resume against Kamala's, not as impressive. I'm not gonna dog nobody else. So I'm gonna leave the other part to the side because I don't think all that is necessary. But if y'all, and this is another thing I want to say, if y'all want it to be a drag session, it can always become a drag session. I'm always capable of doing that, but I've been very, very, very easy on all the other candidates, because ultimately my strong belief is that if Kamala isn't picked, it will have nothing to do with anything other than the fact that she didn't even stand a chance. Okay, that's my fact. I don't think it would have been, we could have made this argument or we could have done that. I just think it's going to be Kamala because she's the best person, or somebody else for some reason that nothing Kamala could have done. But anyway, so there's Susan. She has baggage. I won't go into it though. Keisha Lance Bottoms, her profile is growing, but she does not have national profile. She's not fully vetted. She has a lot on her hands in Atlanta, but I think that she's being vetted as a courtesy. She was an early endorser of Joe Biden. So there you go. Interestingly enough, Stacey Abrams is not on the list. Now, I believe, this is my theory. Now, I said I don't traffic and gossip, but I'm just saying what I'm speculating on is a lot of what we've heard is this black woman, not that one, particularly as it relates to Kamala. So there's a lot of overlap in the Warren and Stacey Abrams camp, right? If you on a status about Kamala, all of a sudden Stacey Abrams is the best thing since sliced bread. I think that it's trying to signal to those kind of double dippers, the ones who like to dangle Stacey, knowing good and damn well they support Warren. Okay, y'all need to back up off Stacey. We need to go all in for Warren. That's my theory. I could be wrong. But Stacey didn't make the cut, so see you later, bye. If everybody is like all for Stacey, you got to pick somebody else, child. Pick your new candidate. But I don't need to drag Stacey because she's not on the list, allegedly. Keisha, like I said, no statewide win, not fully vetted, not high name recognition, but she endorsed Biden early, so it's a courtesy for her. Val Demings, she just got to the House. She just got to the House in 2017. That was her first elected office. She was police chief, which I don't think is a problem, but she doesn't have much of a winning track record behind her. She doesn't have high name recognition. And so I don't see that she brings much to the table. And I also think that, as far as seniority goes, she's very low ranking in terms of the House. There are far more accomplished and qualified black women in the House that I would have thought would have been selected to get vetted. But it is what it is with that. Not a knock on her, I'm just saying. And then you have Michelle Lujan Grisham. She's a Latina governor. I don't see it. I don't think she doesn't have high name recognition either. So I don't see what she really, I just think people will be like, who? If she got picked. And then you have Elizabeth Warren. Okay, Elizabeth Warren. Now, K Hive, Kamala supporters, Team Black Woman for VP. If that's your bucket, then you got to watch out for Warren, because I'm telling you, it's going to come hard as hell against Kamala. We already seeing it. Now we're starting to see the polling. You know, they've been throwing the polls up in our face. Well, Elizabeth Warren polls highest with black people. Not anymore. No, she doesn't. Elizabeth Warren polls highest. Not anymore. So we have to be on high alert. I put out my mega thread again. I've updated it. Y'all can go to my Medium post. You can come to me, DM me, tag me, whatever. We have to be on people's ass, because they're gonna start spreading lies about Kamala. So they know it's probably 2 to 3 weeks. This next 2 to 3 weeks is going to be hard in the paint, because they know they have this little bit of time to shift the winds. Okay. So that's what I think about that. But do I think it's going to be Warren? I don't think it'll be Warren unless people are absolutely insistent that it has to be a white person, a white woman on the ticket. That's the only rationale, because Warren is 70 years old, child. She don't really bring him nothing that Kamala don't bring, in my opinion. So let me go to these comments. That's all I really have to say about that. But I feel like it's going to be Kamala. I feel like there's no argument you can make for her that's a fact-based argument that doesn't work. I mean, Joe Biden has said he wants somebody who's simpatico with him. He said he wants somebody who's ready on day one. He wants somebody who's battle-tested. And he wants somebody who's the wave of the future. Y'all do the math. I'm going to read some of these comments, and I'm going to go on to the next topic, which is going to be Booker and McGrath. That's going to be my next topic. But I want to see what y'all saying. So I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Let's see. I'm not going to read every comment. I'm just going to get a feel for what y'all saying. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, y'all said a lot. Hold on. Hey, Julie. Bill, I don't know if I said hi. Bill says, I like Warren a lot, but as a senator. Okay, she's a fine senator. She's an okay senator. Hey, vote Kamala. Heather says, I need that travel outfit. Amazon. Yes, it was on Amazon. Susan Rice is a non-controversial option. It depends on who's not controversial to. Maybe not controversial to black people. Maybe not controversial to Democrats. But Obama may have influenced Rice for the ticket. Yeah, that would absolutely be Obama world if Susan Rice is on the ticket. But do y'all remember when Susan Rice said she was going to run up against Susan Collins? What happened to that? I'm a little, side-eye people that could have ran for Senate and didn't. What's up with that? I'm not gonna say it's suspicious, but I'm just gonna say what's up with that. Cause I don't know if y'all remember. I remember that day when she said, "Oh, maybe I should challenge you." I want to say it was Brett Kavanaugh when she confirmed him. Vetting is very, very, very difficult, and it's a whole different level for vetting. Obama demurred on nominating Susan Rice for Secretary of State. I'm not saying because she had any skeletons in her closet, but Obama was no drama Obama. No drama Obama. All right. Let's see. Hey, Per Lickman. Let's see. K-Hive's unwavering. Yes. A lot of people saying Kamala's the most qualified. Tony, Kamala has been working her tail off the last few weeks. Real policy, real change. Absolutely. Yes. Susan Rice means Benghazi. That I didn't say that. That's what Just Information said. Okay, it wasn't me. Kate says, I keep reminding people, Kamala has an economics degree. Absolutely. Okay. These progressives are promoting Ayanna Pressley. I like Ayanna Pressley. They should definitely work on Ayanna Pressley for running for Senate 2022. Wait, is it no? Would it be 2022? Because let me see. No, there might not be another Senate spot up until 2024. So I guess she got a while to go for that. Let's see. But here's the thing about these progressives. They promote people that ain't really gonna get the job just to undermine the person that's most qualified for the job. Hello? But I do want to put this challenge out there because they always seem to find Darion says Kamala's the only one who can raise money. Hello? It's very important. Very, very important. Um, I want to challenge these progressives that they like to say. Oh, they said in the article, in the AP News article, that black progressives have an issue with Kamala. Well, we know that what they're referring to is black Warren supporters, many of whom were Kamala supporters before she ran for office. Now, the intelligentsia, for some reason, soured on Kamala. Could it have to do with the fact that Elizabeth Warren was kissing their ass and had a very robust courtship to the black intelligentsia? Because ideologically there was no shift, but all of a sudden your energy shifting. But I would like to challenge them to a debate. The black intelligentsia, the black progressive blue checks out there that have a problem with Kamala, let's have a conversation about Kamala's actual record. But be prepared in that conversation to offer how your candidate of choice has made the kind of transformative change, has the receipts that Kamala Harris does. Because we could talk about the little cherry pick cases when you had 20,000 cases a year as AG, 20,000 cases a year as DA. Let's talk about the actual record and what she's accomplished. And let's put those accomplishments up with your candidate. They don't have the accomplishments. But I want to have that conversation. Please, somebody take me up on that. Please say. Okay. I'm gonna skip through. I understand why people like Val Demings, and that's fine to like her. There's nothing to dislike about her. But does the math add up? I don't think so. That's all I'm saying. Heather says Kamala has always polled high with Latino voters. Yes, she's in the lead. In the latest polling, I don't like to live by the polls and die by the polls, but I'm just going to point out when y'all was putting all these polls in our faces, now the polls have shifted. All right. Let me see. Anything else before I move on? The Warren folks want Presley. No, the Warren folks want Warren, but then Presley is there this black woman, not that black woman. Catch that tea. Warren isn't that old. Is that little emoji saying stop? Okay, that's fine. You don't have to think that she's that old. She's 70 years old. That's not old. Age and number to number. That's fine. Okay. I'm just telling you what Joe Biden said. Joe Biden said next generation. He's 77, 78 years old. She's 70. Is that the next generation or is that the same generation? Don't keep that energy with me. Keep the energy with Joe. Okay. It's not my fault that Elizabeth Warren waited till she was 67 years old to run for public office. Kamala, what is she, early 30s? Okay, it's not ageism to point out how old somebody is, child. Anyways, moving right along. Anything else anybody got to say before I move on? It has to be someone from the South. No, it doesn't. Based on what? Anyways, keep it moving. Kamala Harris actually posed the best in Florida. When they did a poll on it. As VP, she has the highest polling data. Like I said, I don't like to live by the polls and die by the polls, but I also don't like to just live by anecdotal information or people who say stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, what is that? What is the basis for that? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to be a little spicy today. C. Mary says, why do you think it's so difficult for Kamala to break into the black consciousness? Name recognition. There's a lot of distortions out there. She just has to keep doing what she's been doing, which has been working, which is black media. And, she has to set her own narrative. I mean, when you have the ADOS people on her ass all the time, when you have all these attacks against her all the time, when you have people saying she's not skin folk, there are, I have a graphic, right, that shows the kinds of attacks that each candidate withstood. A vast majority of the attacks, like let's say, okay, I have a long face, so I can use my long ass face as an example. So my long ass face is all of the attacks, right? Right here is the attack solely on Kamala's character and race. That's why she hasn't broken through as much as she should, given the historic nature of her candidacy and given the fact that she has always been for the people. She's always been for black people. Is we have to acknowledge the context. We have to acknowledge the things that have worked against her. Nevertheless, she persisted because her favorables are up. She is now the number one choice of black people. I think black people are starting to maybe get away from some of the whole it has to be white is right kind of thing. And that's helping her out a little bit. Anyways, um okay. What else y'all want to say? Hey, Michael. Hey, Rita. All right. Anything else? Anything else? I think, this is a good one. Litton Moore says, I think people think progressive is synonymous with white. I think that progressive has been co opted and appropriated by predominantly white people and used as a cudgel against black people, even though black people have been at the forefront of the progressive movement. Yes, Miss Chris says, like most black women, we do the most with the least. Cage should do more with VP positions than past VPs. I agree to that. I can completely agree. All right. Let's see. I'm not even going to, Shantae, yes, no, I'm not even going to go there. You know what's interesting to me about Brittany Cooper? It's very interesting to me, all these black women who have built a brand or an image or whatever you want to call it, an industry on how black women are the victim of misogyny and how black women go through this and black women go for that. But then when it came to the black woman running for president, they drop kicked her ass to the curb and dogged her out. And it's really interesting to me when y'all want to talk about share the mic and you want white women to give you the mic and amplify your voices. But when you what did you use your voice for? You used your voice to amplify a white woman and not the black woman. You used your voice to dog out the black woman and not amplify the black woman. So I have an issue with people and you say you're for a black woman or maybe you that's how we interpret how you present yourself, but then it don't add up. It don't add up because when it's time to support a black woman, you want the other way. But then when you want to get support because you are a black woman, it's all black girl magic, black excellence, listen to black woman, share the mic, all that other kind of shit. I'm so confused by that. Keep the same fucking energy that you want. You want that black woman, hear me war energy, then keep that same black woman, hear me war energy, support another black woman. That's all I got to say about that. I already talked. Oh, maybe I didn't. Yeah, let's see. Kamala had Dolores Huerta, her endorsement. Yes. Let me see. I'm gonna go to my tweet. Sorry, I said something earlier. I want to make sure I quote it right. Work with me. I've been tweeting a lot today. Let's see. So Archbishop brings up the lynching suicide in Palmdale. I don't know if you guys saw that Robert Fuller was found hanging, and we don't know what happened, right? We don't know if it was a lynching. We don't know if it was suicide. But I do take issue with them immediately framing it as a suicide. I take issue when them without any evidence whatsoever bringing up mental health and COVID-19. There's no reason to suspect that it's that. So I'm just trying to figure out, how do you come up with that? But they need to investigate that. Constantine says, why do you think Biden is dragging his feet on VP? Sounds like the uprising is the right time to commit to a black VP. I think he was, like I've said this many times, I think he was milking it for all it was worth. Making that money, ranking in them coins, because he's had the fundraisers with a lot of these Veep stakes that he's been dangling. Let's see. Okay, y'all. Okay, I'm behind, so I'm catching up to y'all's reaction to some of my shade. Okay, Lisa, my bad. Lisa, I wasn't trying to go in on you. Lisa, see, I wasn't trying to go in on you. I was just saying talk to Biden. I'm just the messenger. Okay. Two houses says generally choosing a candidate from the South helps bring in Southern delegates and votes. There is no evidence that the vice presidential person brings along any particular state. So I'd want to know what your sources are for that, because all the evidence that I've seen has been to the contrary. My issue with Kamala, just to be clear, being on the ticket um, has never been about votes. It's always been about representation. Because at the end of the day, we have to govern. And at the end of the day, the person that I trust to have our backs, who have our interests at hearts, to not put us in the back of the bus, is Kamala Harris. So that's what my agenda has always been about Kamala. Whether she brings 0 votes or 2 million votes, to me is irrelevant to the fact that as black people, I'm tired of us being the mules of the Democratic Party. I'm tired of our interests being put to the back of the bus and putting cast aside. And I'm tired of patting my head and the thank you next. No, we earned it. We deserved it. And it's time for us to get that representation. It's time for us to make history. Okay. Let's see. Okay, all right. Let me see. I don't like to skip through everybody's comments, but I do want to move on. So Shay asks, is Kamala polling well with Hispanics and Native Americans? Unfortunately, they don't poll Native Americans separately, so I don't know what her polling looks like with that community. But she's very, very good on those issues, on issues in particular to the Native American community when it comes to voting rights, understanding that mail-in ballots could be an issue when it comes to this COVID-19 funding. She's been very on top of all that stuff, so she's very much in tune with representing all of the minority communities. Because that's one thing I noticed. I actually had clipped a speech from a line of questioning from a hearing she did. I think it might have been the Homeland Security hearing. It was one of hers. She's on many committees. And she always takes care to mention, Black, Latino, and Native Americans. She doesn't, and Asian and Native American. So I do appreciate about that. I appreciate that about her. Me, I'm Black. And I care about Black issues, but I also do take note of, and I appreciate when somebody recognizes, all of our communities and what we go through. Let me see. All right. African American women turn Alabama blue in the midterms. Yeah, that's true. I find the Bernie Bros sisters, I call them bros and broettes, are much harder on Kamala than Warren supporters. Absolutely. But they're gonna have to get over it. We've been putting our foot up these Bernie Bros asses, okay? Hello. Susan says, Reese, is there a progressive commentator you would most like to debate? Who do you think will be most productive for that convo? Well, I mean, any convo with me is going to be productive because I know what I'm talking about. But I'll take any one of them on. Literally any one of them. If you got a problem with Kamala, then come holler at me. I put that offer out there, and I have yet to be taken up on that offer. And I've challenged specific people, and they have yet to take me up on that offer. Because people don't really want to have a conversation about receipts. People don't really want to have a conversation about what Kamala has accomplished. They want to just cherry pick shit because at the end of the day, it's easy for them when they support a person who ain't done shit in the realm of criminal justice to sit up there and be like, well, let's just talk about these little cases and make criminal justice all about that because I don't have nothing alternatively to talk about. Okay? Let's see. Sorry, I'm gonna skip through because I've already been on here 43 minutes. I might be on here another 20-30 minutes. Let's see how much y'all want to keep chatting. Let's see. Diel, is that how you say it? Says, I want to give Biden the benefit of the doubt, and he may be trying to shield any VP he picks, but he's definitely benefiting financially from drawing it out. I don't think it's about, I think it's about financial benefiting. I think it's about the news cycles and all of the interest that it generates dangling these VPs. I don't think it's about shielding them. Let's see. Yes, Heather, she mentions them specifically, not just lumping all us together under people of color. I appreciate that. All right. Okay. Darion says, Black folks will face suppression like the Georgia primary and many battleground states giving us an all-white ticket to wait 8 hours as a slap in the face. It really is. Ain't nobody got time for that. Shouldn't we be demanding paper ballots to guard against election fraud in November? Absolutely. Kamala has a vote safe act. They've been trying to get paper ballots, I will say, in the Senate for a long time. The Democrats have. Blizzard says, I saw your message to Mehdi. I think y'all should debate. I would debate him. I ain't got a problem with it. He's sitting up there sharing he's sharing an article from September 2019 like, wow, bitch, wow, well, you know your motherfucking ass saw that shit in September and shared it back in September. Knock it off. All right. Random HBO is confusing. It is. I'm confused myself, child. Adrian says, seeing question of reparations to buy an NAACP live stream and him wanting Native Americans involved. I have no idea what that's about. I'd imagine that's not popular with the ADOS crowd, though. Okay, I've caught up. All right, so let's talk about Booker versus McGrath, right? So I tweeted today. Now listen, I understand that Amy McGrath is the front runner, and the race, the primary. Be clear, we're still in the primaries. The primary race to go up against Mitch McConnell. Now, she has a black man, state representative by the name of Charles Booker, who is running against her. Now, I am of the mindset that no black person is supposed to lay down, yes, master, on TV for your ass and not run and just hand you the nomination. Now, you got $20 million, fundraising advantage. You have the whole of DNC apparatus behind your campaign. The media is behind you. Everything's working in your favor, girl. So that's, to me, that's enough advantage to me. So she retweeted something of his, and I did not like how she did that. And I'm going to talk about a couple of things because I think it's important to understand a couple of things about what I'm about to say. Okay, let's talk about it. So her tweet was, I've been tweeting too much today, Jay. I don't normally do this much tweeting. I don't went too far. Hold on. Okay. Dang. Where is it at? Almost there. Here we go. So she retweeted, congratulations, Charles, on your fundraising. Now we will have the resources. Now you will have the resources to actually provide health insurance to your staff and pay your interns $15 an hour like we do. Okay. Charles, do you know him like that? That's your homeboy? That's your friend? Because that's not how you address elected representative. That's not how you address an opponent. Now, you don't know Charles. It's Representative Booker. It's Mr. Booker. So I was talking to my husband about this, and immediately when I told him that, he was like, that's my face. That's not his face. Like, you know. But he was like, no, that's still not his face. Like, I don't know. I can't do his face. Okay, I cannot do his face. But anyway, you get the fucking drift. He was definitely looking at like, is she serious? So here's the thing, and my husband put it best. Black people are very serious about our honorifics. I hadn't heard that term until my husband used it, about our honorifics. How do you address somebody? You were supposed to address black people a certain way. You know, Mr. This, ma'am, sir, you know, whatever the fuck. Whatever our titles are, you need to come at black people with their titles. We're very serious about that, especially older people. You ever met a black lady? Hi, my name is Miss Pam, Miss Yvette, Mr. Charles. You know, black people serious. Doctor such as, they will let you know how to address them. So show some goddamn respect. That's my first problem. You know, it kind of, to me, I'm being very generous because I could say that it gave me boy teeth. So I don't like that. And that, to me, and this is a point my husband made when we had a conversation about it. Okay, well, if you will address an elected, and it's a Southern thing too. Yes, Lisa, that's what he said as well. They in the South, so you know how to address people in the South. So to me, what it said was, okay, well, if you will address an elected official as Charles, then how would you address a regular schmegular black person? So to me, that contempt and that little just flippant treatment of an elected official. Mind you, she's not an elected official. She lost her race in 2018 when she ran. Okay? So I'm trying to figure out how he's an elected official and he's Charles and you not, girl. So that's disrespectful. Put some respect on these black people's names. If black people don't work so goddamn hard to get to their position, the least that you could do is address them as such. Now, I know I sit up here and I say Kamala this, Kamala that. When you meet Kamala, do you know what she says? Hi, I'm Kamala. Now, if I'm talking to Kamala, I say Senator Harris. Because she's, she's elevated. But in terms of regular conversation, when I'm just referring to her, I just say Kamala because it's easier. Ain't nobody got time to say Senator Harris 50 million times. But but when you're addressing a person, you address them with respect. So, that's that. It's Mr. Booker, Representative Booker. You figure that out. Mike says, let's see hubby's face again. I'm not going to do my husband like that because I cannot do his face. My husband is tall. He has like a beard. He's a very serious face. And I can't do it any justice at all. But just know my husband was giving her the shit face. Just know that part. Okay. So that's one part. So I didn't like just that, give him his honorifics, as my husband said. Give him his honorifics. I'm seeing a lot of your comments here. Let me go to them. Y'all said it's a 7 thing. He had a strag. Yeah, and I will get to that alert and oriented who says he had a strong platform, but that Rose affiliation will not help. That's true. And I'm going to get to that in a second. Let's see. Anyone from Kentucky who has input on changing demographics? Y'all, if y'all know that, go ahead and chime in. Let's see. Okay. Shayna says, I just did that yesterday to my neighbor's kid who asked me my name. I said, Mrs. Shayna. Mrs. Shayna, I'm telling you, black people. And this could be a cultural competency thing. And that's another thing that I go back to when I talk about Kamala. Cultural competencies. You have to understand how to maneuver in black spaces. You have to understand how stuff is interpreted by black people. You have to understand the triggers, okay? And so I had a conversation with people, and here's the thing. What you intend is beside the